Hi and welcome back to the channel. Today is very exciting day indeed, because I have just ordered my Expressive E Osmose and I am just back from a week in Paris, and I actually managed to visit a huge music store and test one out. I'm going to show you that kind of later on. It's called Stars Musics, and they have like massive store in Paris. It's like a whole block, and it is quite incredible. That said, I have been banging on about getting an Osmose for quite a while, and I sold my Jupiter XM, and I'll probably end up selling my Seaboard as well to pay for this, because as you can see, it is 1,800 euros, which is way over my normal budget. But I thought, well, I'm going to have to bite the bullet and get it and just sell off some of the other gear. You probably know maybe a bit about it, but if not, I will do a quick overview. Osmose is the new standard for musical expressivity. Use intuitive gestures to control the standalone synth and upgrade your playing and production skills. Press, bend, shake, strum and more to interact with keyboards and electronic sounds in a new organic way. So whether you're a veteran keyboardist, a workflow oriented producer, a daring sound designer or anything in between, Osmose will take your musical journey to uncharted places. It's an MPE controller, but it's nothing like the Seaboard. It is a normal looking keyboard, apart from the fact that it has these really long keys. Enormous amount of control over things like the pitch bend and the aftertouch. So yeah, so you get 49 gesture sensitive keybed, and it is semi-weighted. You've got the custom expressive sound engine by Haken Audio, which is bonkers. You get more than 500 presets. So yeah, so firmware 2.1 update has included 80 presets. You get external MIDI control, so you can either play it with classic MIDI or MPE as well. So, and there's loads of setups for all the major DAWs for that as well, so we'll look at that. Then you get a large color screen and ergonomic UI. You get a built-in MPE ARP and intuitive glide control. You get custom sensitivity control, so yeah, so you can adjust how much pitch bend you want or aftertouch or whatever, and it has a sleek and rugged design. Yeah, they're based in Marseille, I think the head office is, but yeah, so they are French. As you can see, there are a lot of different ways to play it, more than the Rolly Seaboard. So we've got tap, press, so as you can see, it has a huge amount of aftertouch travel. So you can see, if it's obviously for somebody who's into soundscapes and ambient and electronica and all that sort of malarkey pads, you can see why I've been wanting to get hold of one of these. Right, press and tap. How good is that? Right, pitch bend. So yeah, so instead of having to use a pitch bend, you just move the key left to right. And you can adjust that sensitivity. And then there's full on aftertouch. Shake. So yeah, the Rolly keyboard doesn't have this sort of control. So it's strum. Right, how's this going to work? And then we've got pressure glide. So between two notes. That's cool. Yeah, it's right, and last note off. How cool was that? So there's lots of videos with various people playing, so you can have a look at that. And then we've got the sound engine. Yeah, so Haken Audio, made for expressivity by Haken Audio. The Egan Matrix sound engine is at home with FN, virtual analog and physical modeling synthesis, as well as everything in between. So yeah, very, very powerful. And I'm not even going to go into that because you need a degree in physics, I think, to work it. Right, so fun to play. Easy to tweak presets, a playful interface and an innovative keybed make for a fun and refreshing playing experience for players of all levels. And I do quite like the whole kind of UI thing, looks quite cool. Osmose browser makes preset search in a breeze. It offers precise filtering based on both sound types and timbres. 2048 user preset slots, a favorite system and 30 custom preset playlists. So you can sculpt your sound. So Osmose comes loaded with macro controls that allow to shape broad and creativity. Any of the 500 included presets, all macros have been specifically made for each preset to get you inspired. Adjust the sensitivity, you can get a classic piano feel, and then there's playing options as well. So you've got an MPE ARP, you can also have gesture triggered modulation on every note. Osmose also features press glide, which allows you to dynamically control glide time between notes. And then we've got the new update, tag that on the end and actually let you see what that's all about. So you're getting 80 new MPE presets, 2 new effects, and they've updated the engine, and they are also working on a new preset kind of software manager or creator or whatever. Yeah, so all very cool. You can get these all these new Expressive suites. So I have got the June 3 Expressive suite. I have been waiting to get the Osmose to actually review it because it didn't really work very well with my C. I mean, it says you can use other MPE controllers, but it really is specifically designed for the Osmose. So I was just waiting until I got it because I knew I was going to be getting it. That's why I bought it when it's on offer. And then there's also tutorials for setting up each of the main DAWs. So there's one for Logic, Bitwig, Studio One, Reaper, Cubase, and Ableton Live. And then it'll go through and it tells you how to set up using as a MIDI controller or an external synth. Last but not least is Stars Music Shop. I happen to be, like I said, just wandering back from visiting the Sacré-Cœur, and this huge superstore they ran about a block. So there's like 8 different sort of kind of stores, like pianos and workstations, and then there's one for synths, there's guitars, drums, accessories like amps, and then loads of all the accessories, and it was amazing. So you can see they've got just about every single thing. So there was everything from Prophets and Oberheims, and just it was I could have spent all day there. And then there's a guitar one, and then you can see that's just the kind of piano workstation. So there was loads of Nords, Yamahas, Korgs, and then there's all your amps, and then more guitars, and then that's your kind of accessories. Luckily, they had an Osmose, and I got to try it out because I was staying at the Arc de Triomphe, which is over here. So we got the 30, and it basically just takes you right past that, and the Sacré-Cœur is somewhere up there. And if you have watched John Wick 4, the end fight scene where he goes up all the steps, that is the Sacré-Cœur at the end where they had the duel. Very, very cool indeed, and it was mobbed. So that is kind of it for the intro to Expressive E. There is a lot to it, and I will be going through it in quite a lot of detail. And like I said, I'm going to finish off with the update video, and it'll just run through everything that you are getting with 2.1. That'll be the first thing I will be doing when I get it, is update the firmware, because it is quite massive. So in about a week or so I should be getting it in, because obviously it's coming from France. I've ordered it direct from Expressive E. So as usual, if you are enjoying these videos, please like, subscribe, share and comment, and I will see you in the next one.
It's Chris from Expressive E with the latest developments on the Osmose firmware. We've just published the free 2.1 update, and I'm happy to give you an overview of what is only the first step of a series of 3 significant updates that will be brought to Osmose users in the following months. The big news in the 2.1 firmware is the update of Osmose's Eigenmatrix DSP to a new version. It will bring a new pulse width modulation oscillator, new per voice bit crusher saturation and pitch shift effects, completely reworked global effects algorithms, including a new lush extra long reverb, a new drive mode for the existing compressor, and 2 new 24 dB ladder filters. These new features allowed us to forge the first free preset pack for Osmose since its release. There are 80 new presets for you to discover, built on the experience our sound designers gained while working on the score for Dune 2 with Hans Zimmer. You will note that the 2.1 update enhances the palette of sounds specifically on the virtual analog subtractive synth side, showing off those new DSP features very nicely. Listen for yourself. So what are the changes in Osmose's operating system? Once the 2.1 update is installed, you can use the bank filter in the navigation tab of the presets menu to show only the new expansion sounds. In the synth menu, Global FX tab, you will find the improved reverbs and delays have replaced the old algorithms. There's a dedicated long reverb for what was formerly achieved by activating the extend parameter on the old reverb algorithm. In the Comp Gain tab, you can switch to a drive algorithm that lets you apply a 10H saturation as a warmer sounding alternative to the known behavior of the output stage. Also, presets and playlists can now be easily removed from your Osmose. If you wish to delete a sound preset or an external MIDI configuration preset, long press on the active preset in the navigation tab to access its preset info screen. Press remove and confirm. Individual playlists can be deleted from the playlist selection screen of the playlists tab. Removing arpeggiator presets is done via the save tab of the playing menu. Remember, those presets are separate for the arpeggiator of sound engine mode and external MIDI mode. We've also fixed several bugs with this update. Check the changelog in your customer account for details. Those of you who like to deep dive into programming the Egan matrix will be happy to learn that besides the new key features mentioned before, there are also some workflow and sound quality enhancements in the Haken editor. Haken Audio has added more formulas to build your modulations, 84 high-resolution macros, new blend and smoothing modes, and improve the pitch trim. With this free 2.1 update, we're laying the groundwork for the next big step to come, which is a new user-friendly way to edit Osmose presets. Instead of a single complex editor, we will be introducing a suite of specialized editors, each designed for specific types of instruments. Electric pianos, analog synths, wind instruments, plucked or mallet sounds, each get their own dedicated interface, unlocking a richer, more intuitive sound design experience. It will be the user-friendly access to harnessing the power of Osmose's expressive sound engine that we're all waiting for. Until then, we wish you lots of fun playing and discovering the new presets of Firmware 2.1. Download it from your Expressive E user account now, and don't forget to carefully read all the instructions before updating your Osmose to ensure everything runs smoothly. Thank you for all your support and feedback, and see you next time with more news on the evolution of Osmose.